Imagine walking into a grocery store aisle stacked with 60 kinds of jam. You're there to pick one, but the endless options freeze you in place. Barry Schwartz kicks off the paradox of choice right here. This very dilemma isn't just about jam, it's about how choice meant to liberate messes with your head. What if more freedom just means more stress? Let's crack that open. Barry shows how the surge in choices overloads us, flipping freedom into a burden. It's not just a jam problem, it's everywhere. Too many options start to sabotage satisfaction. In 2000, Professor Sheena Iyengar set up a jam-tasting booth at a popular upscale supermarket in New York City. When they offered 24 varieties, 60% of shoppers stopped to sample, but just 3% bought a jar. When they scaled back to 6 jams, only 40% stopped, yet a whopping 30% made a purchase. The paradox? More choice led to fewer sales and more confusion. Think of choice overload like drowning in menus at a fancy restaurant. Each dish promises delight, but the flood of options forces your brain into indecision. Too many pathways and you lose direction and joy. Your mind, craving clear reward, instead encounters endless possibilities, making satisfaction a minefield, not a prize. Here's the kicker: companies realize the power of less. When stores reduce options, shoppers report feeling less anxious and more delighted with their picks. So, paradoxically, having fewer choices can free you from the stuck feeling paralysis and boost happiness. Less really can be more in the world of choice. More choices don't just confuse, they torture your mind. Schwartz digs into why freedom to choose can flip into anxiety and regret. It's a brutal trap on your happiness. Barry tells us about Max, a man buried in bewilderment scanning dozens of health insurance plans, comparing tiny coverage details, afraid of picking the wrong one. His endless search for the perfect choice paralyses him. The more options Max considers, the greater his anxiety grows, until he almost gives up entirely. Choice doesn't end when you decide. Instead, regret creeps in, whispering about what might have been. Like staring at dessert you didn't order, you wonder if you missed out on something better. Schwartz likens this haunting to a shadow that follows your choice, dimming your satisfaction and fueling constant second-guessing. The book splits us into maximizers and satisficers. Maximizers obsess over picking the absolute best, constantly comparing options and never quite happy. Satisficers settle for good enough and sleep easier. This split explains why some people drown in choice stress while others sail smoothly. Psychology literally shapes your freedom. Barry doesn't just unravel the problem, he hands over tools to reclaim your sanity. Choices become less a trap and more your friend, if you know how to tame them. One powerful idea Schwartz shares is setting artificial boundaries. Like a savvy shopper who decides beforehand to only consider jeans under $50 or coffee with 1 or 2 cream options. By pruning your option tree early, you conserve mental energy and cut through anxiety like a blade through fog. He also points to retailers who purposefully limit their offerings, creating clarity. Think Apple's minimal product lines versus a hypermarket's chaos. This approach showcases that decision ease trumps variety when it comes to consumer happiness, and it works in life decisions too: jobs, friends, even hobbies. Finally, the book pushes a surprising strategy: commit early. Instead of endlessly scanning alternatives, make your best reasonable choice and run with it. This reduces regret and frees you to move on. The payoff? You get peace, decisiveness, and reclaim your mental bandwidth for what truly matters. Back in that jam aisle with 60 jars staring you down, you now see the trick. The freedom to choose isn't always freedom at all, it's a clever cage. Try this: next time you face a flood of options, cut your list in half before you even start thinking. Suddenly, choice feels less like a puzzle and more like your personal power. Go on, taste freedom with less fuss. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.